You know, life has a way of surprising us. We've all had unexpected moments that really end up impacting who we are. I'm Chavie Bruk, and let me tell you, I've had my fair share of these moments. On Totally Unexpected, I don't just interview my guests. We have long, meaningful conversations to explore the twists and the turns that change their lives. You won't only be hearing from the guest, you'll be hearing from me and my thoughts and reflections, just as I would be doing in real life. These aren't traditional interviews, they're conversations about struggle, growth, and the moments that make us human. We all just want to feel connected, at least I do. And if we end up feeling a little less alone, that would make me so happy. Hi, guys. Welcome back to the podcast. If you're listening as this is being released, it is Chol Hamoed Pesach. Yay, we've made it halfway. I hope that the holiday is going as you hoped. It could be all sorts of things. I actually am recording this right before Pesach, so I am juggling Pesach and all the other different parts of my life, which I actually was thinking about this morning. I'm like, sometimes it's, especially something like Pesach, and you just like, it's all consuming and it's really, really hard to balance and juggle the other parts of your life that still need your attention and tending to, even just like taking care of your kids. I always joke with my sisters, I'm like, Pesach time, your kids shouldn't need you. Like they just shouldn't need you. But that's not how it works. And you're juggling family and Pesach and whatever else is going on in your life. And I was thinking that just because Pesach is coming, I still have a podcast and I still have to meet my recording dates and scheduling. And sometimes that could be really overwhelming. But today I'm feeling really grateful. I'm feeling really grateful that I am happy that I have these different parts of my life that feed different desires and needs and the parts of myself that I get to explore, and that I don't only have one thing that I'm focusing on. So today I'm feeling good about it. I don't know. Talk to me tomorrow. I might feel very differently. But I'm really excited to be here recording a little break from the kitchen. It's the morning. I didn't even get into the kitchen yet today. I wanted to be fresh and on point for recording. And after this, I'll get into the kitchen. So I'm feeling happy to be here. And I am really excited to talk to you a little bit about this episode because this is a special episode. It's something like we've never done before. And it really was unexpected, ding, 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 and kind of a fluke of how this came to be. So let me take you to the beginning, tell you how it happened. A few months ago, I got a WhatsApp message from Chaya from Valor Magazine, the founder of Valor Magazine. And she was reaching out and she's like, I've been kind of following you and watching your stuff, and we'd love to maybe do something together in the magazine, collaborate, have a feature. And I was so excited to get a message like that. First of all, if you are in the creative space, you know that like when somebody recognizes your work and wants to work with you or let the world know that this exists, it's very exciting. It feels very good. Plus, Valor Magazine is something that I already enjoy. I'm a subscriber. I get it in the mail. It's a great magazine, super well done. And I've always had this like little dream to be like, oh, I wonder if I can do something with Valor Magazine. And when she reached out, I was like, oh my gosh, manifesting, I manifested this. So it was very exciting. Even before I knew where it was going to go, I didn't even know if it was actually going to pan out, but just getting that message was really, really nice. And we were chatting and talking and kind of exploring the different things that we can do together. And during these conversations, I decided to bring Elie in, who's my producer. You've heard me talk about him. Elie Benhiyoun, he's my producer for the podcast. He is so much a part of the creation of this and making it what it is and doing so many of the things that I am so bad at. So I'm so grateful. And so I brought him into the conversation to kind of help figure out and decide like what's the best way to go about this. And Elie and Chaya started talking and basically decided that it would be really fun to do like an interview style feature. And the theme of the spring edition to Valor magazine, I think a running theme is the art of life. And so we decided to do day in the life of me. And it's really fun. A day in the life is something that you kind of see on social. I've never done something like that. And so it was kind of fun and exciting for me. Hard to schedule, honestly. It's such a busy time. And actually was a time where I was kind of even more overwhelmed than I am now. I think once the season of Pesach starts and you're in it, you feel so much more grounded. But when you have all this stuff like looming and you know what's ahead of you, oh my gosh, I felt so overwhelmed. But we made it happen. We scheduled the call and Elie interviewed me for about an hour about the Friday before. Like we took a random day, a Friday, which is always a great day to the lots going on, and explore what it feels like, what it looks like, the thoughts that go through my head throughout my day. And it was actually really fun. So that is the feature that is in Valor magazine currently. You can purchase this magazine now. It's out now. We'll put the link in the show notes so you can have direct access to that. And it's really fun. They did such a beautiful job. Elie did a great job. Valor magazine did a great job. It looks really, really nice. And I'm really proud of it. So take a look. Back to this episode. So as we're discussing, like, okay, scheduling, Pesach, Chol Hamoed, like what makes sense to drop on Chol Hamoed. And then Elie had this amazing idea. He's like, oh my gosh, what if we dropped our actual phone conversation interview as a kind of special edition episode for Pesach? Because Pesach is a busy time. Probably don't want to be hearing something heavy. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's such a good idea. So this is what you're going to be listening to. It is so different. It's not what you're usually going to hear on my podcast. And it also happened, I wouldn't say by accident, but like fluke. Like it wasn't planned. When you listen to this interview, you have to know that there was no intention of having anybody hear this interview. So it is raw. It is not produced. Like I'm not even in my office. Like I'm on my phone in the kitchen, multitasking while I'm doing this interview. So it will sound like that. And it also is somebody interviewing me. Usually it's the other way around. I think it's really fun. And I'm really excited to put out content that's a little bit different. I think it's great timing, something that's easy to listen to after a Yantif, in middle of a Yantif, going into another Yantif. So I'm really excited for you to listen. And it's kind of like a really fun first full circle moment of having a piece in the Valor magazine, having it being done by Elie, my producer, who's such a big part of this, and then having you hear the actual interview in real time. I think that's very cool. So that is what you are to be expecting when you listen to this. It's also much shorter. So whoever has trouble with my 2-hour-long podcast, this is going to be half the amount of time. So I think that's also a fun little change. So that's that. And I want to also remind you that my episodes come out every other Monday. So just look out for that. My Substack essays are every Tuesday. You can listen on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, and you can watch clips on YouTube. I know a lot of you have been asking about video. Can we talk about video for a second? I have so many mixed emotions about video podcasts. On the one hand, I'm like, podcasts are like radio. Like they're meant to be listened to in the car, doing laundry, multitasking, whatever. They're just meant to be something that you can just go on a walk. Like you don't have to watch. So I feel so strongly about that. But as time goes on and as I get exposed to watching other people's video podcasts and hearing about how a lot of people prefer their podcasts on video, it's definitely on my mind. I'm not really anywhere near it quite yet, but I'm definitely thinking about it. Even though in my heart of hearts, I so badly want podcasts to like stay as an audio medium, but the world goes where it goes. And sometimes you just have to hop on the bandwagon, whether you want to or not. So hopefully one day soon we'll be able to explore that. Right now, I'm very happy with the way that things are and keeping it audio and just doing the best job that I can with what I have access to and not biting off more than I can chew. Whoa, I did not expect to be talking about that, but here we are. Anyway, I hope everybody is having a beautiful Pesach. If you're doing Chalamayid trips with your hard-boiled eggs, I wish you lots of success. In Bozeman, my kids go to school on Chalamayid, and I can't say that I'm sad about it. I know that there's something really fun about Chalamayid trips and stuff, but also like there's something really nice about after Yontif, like having a little bit of space. I mean, this year it's a very short Chalamayid, but having just a little bit of a routine and not having to have the pressure of like the trips and what are we doing and all that stuff. So there are ups and downs to everything, and Pesach is a little harder because sending lunches on Pesach is a lot more difficult. There's not a lot that they can eat, but secretly, as a mom, I kind of love it. I kind of love it. So anyways, that's where we are. I cannot wait to hear about your Pesach and all the things that you experienced. There's ups and downs, guys. Holidays are never, I mean, I'll speak for myself, but holidays are just never just one thing. There's so much beauty, there's so much joy, and it's exhausting and it's hard. And depending on how are your kids doing, late nights, up so late with the Sidarim. So there's a lot of moving pieces, and I just encourage and urge everyone to feel all the feels and don't get discouraged if you're having a hard moment on the holidays. Like, it's so normal. It's okay. Be in the moment, and who knows, in a half an hour, it can be really great. So sending all my love, happy Pesach, and see you on the other side. If you want to sponsor, please reach out. I think it's not a secret that podcasts are funded through sponsorships and advertisements. There's no secret way to go about it. And I would love to partner with all of you and any of you. Please reach out. All my contact information is in the show notes. And we're very grateful to all our partnerships and all our sponsorships.
Let's just start from like Friday morning. What happens? Let's start from the like very beginning, first thing in the morning.
Okay, so what happens first thing is I wake up, I look at the time, and I'm like, how many more minutes can I stay in bed and not do anything? Usually it's like I'm already running late. So I have to, I do grab my phone most days, but I don't like really have a lot of time to just, I'm not scrolling really.
Right. Because you're already like, there are things you need to get to.
Because this is the thing for me. I stay up late because I like staying up late when the house is quiet. I'm the only one up.
Right, and Chaim Shal's an early...
And he goes to sleep earlier, so I really like to have alone time. And so I end up going to sleep usually closer to midnight. So then I'm not a morning person. I hate the mornings. Like, my ideal life would be to start my day at 10 o'clock a.m. Like, that would be perfection. So I'm always like, how many more minutes can I eke out? Like, I wish I could be the type of person that like wakes up before the kids and is doing my yoga and like grounding myself before I'm like thrown into the day. But I never do that because I do that at night, the night before, right? And so the morning, I'm not getting up at 5 a.m. to do that.
So what time did you get up on Friday?
7:15.
So that's the normal...
Yeah, it's like my normal time.
Wow, and that feels late for you. You're already like, okay, I'm already in catch-up mode at 7:15.
I don't feel like I'm in catch-up mode, but if I don't get up right that second, then I will be. Do you know what I mean?
So you don't have a buffer, right? So it's like when you need to wake up.
Yeah.
What's happening at 7:15 that you need to get up then?
I have to get kids ready for school.
Okay, and they have to leave the house what time?
So I leave the house with them. I do 7:45. We have to leave the house.
So you have half hour.
I have a half hour, but being that my kids are much bigger, like I'm not dressing them, I'm not whatever, but I have to be downstairs. I still make Hanalea's lunch and make hair and just be like around for the morning. My husband starts the morning. He gets the kids going. He's the one that's around when the kids wake up. Sometimes he gives them breakfast, sometimes he doesn't, depending on if they want breakfast then or not. Usually it's like 5 seconds before we have to leave, all of a sudden we want breakfast.
Right.
But yeah, so 7:15 downstairs,
Wait, so
getting
could
kids
I ask
ready.
you one more question about when you're still in bed?
Yeah.
When you grab your phone and you're checking your messages, like, does it immediately throw you into a tailspin in your head of like overwhelmed and in a bad mood and like this too much?
I don't need my phone for that. I wake up usually to somebody screaming in the house and I'm already like, shh, whatever. Here we go.
Mm.
Here we go. My phone does not make me stressed out in a
It's
bad
your
mood.
phone is not rattling you. It's already
No,
rattled.
it's my life.
So could you describe that? Like, did that happen on Friday, this past Friday?
For sure. I woke up. I'm like, I'm
What
awake.
happened? Like, were there screams?
I
Like,
woke up to somebody screaming something at somebody. That's how I wake up. Whatever. Somebody screaming. I'm like, oh, here we go. The day has started. And
mm.
then I'm like, oh, I'm so tired. I don't want to get out of bed. I have so much to do. I have to cook a whole Shabbos.
In those moments, what happens? Are you going through like, I hate my life? What am I doing? Like, what is this? Or is it more just like you're not
I'm
even
gonna cry. I'm
processing?
so overwhelmed. All I want to do is turn over and put my head under my covers and
Uh
pretend
huh.
that the world doesn't exist. I don't hate my life. Like it doesn't come like hate my life, but I am often so overwhelmed and like how am I going to do this? And it's literally like the only way is like you just have to do it. And you get up one foot in front of the other. And then by 9, 10 o'clock, I'm good. Like I'm fine. I'm happy. I'm in a good mood. I can tackle the day. But those first few minutes, I'm in like, this is bad.
And so then, how do you actually get out of bed?
Because I have to. That's why it's kind of good that I have to be out of bed because then I could spiral like and never get out of bed. I have
Mm-hmm.
to. I do one of the carpools, so I'm leaving the house by 7:45. Like I have to.
So you got out of bed.
I get out of bed. I go downstairs. Mornings are very difficult for this family. Like Hanalea is really like either she's amazing and doing really well, or she's not in a great place, and it's total and utter chaos. So you also never know what you're going to get. I wake up like never knowing like what are we going to survive like in one piece, or are we going to be throwing things and squeezing ketchup bottles out on the counter and you refusing to like get dressed and refusing whatever. You know what I mean? Like we just don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
And very often my husband and I are extremely dysregulated after the morning. And it takes us like whatever. It's like and then we drop them off and then it's just like and then I'm pissed. So Friday, it happens to be that Friday I didn't actually do carpool because I take ZC to school. ZC didn't have school because
Mm.
of President's Weekend. So I didn't actually do the carpool on Friday, but I still, got up, had to get Hanalea ready for school, and Manny and Hanalea left. And then
Chaim
I,
took them.
Hamshal takes Manny and Hanalea, and I take ZC.
Okay.
And then after Hanalea left, sometimes on Friday, I will make the mistake. I'll like go back into bed and procrastinate. What I tell myself is like, well, I'm going to be in the kitchen the whole day anyway, so I might as well like take my time in the morning because whatever. But this Friday, I don't usually have therapy on a Friday, but this Friday I had therapy at 1:30. So I knew that I had to be done cooking for 70 people by 1 o'clock. So there was no going back into bed. Like I knew, like
Oh,
it was such a like I was like, okay,
yeah. Wait, and so why didn't you have therapy this week?
yeah. Well, usually I do therapy on Tuesdays
Mm-hmm.
at 8:30. So usually on Tuesdays I drop ZC off, I go to therapy, straight to therapy, and then I go straight to the gym. That's my Tuesday. But because I was out of town on Tuesday, my therapist was I can get you in on Friday at 1 o'clock. And part of me was like, that's an insane thing to do. But I also like am in the space where I'm like, this could be really helpful and I'm just gonna do it. So therapy 1:30 means I have to leave the house at 1:15 means I have to be done cooking.
And what was this Shabbos? Was there a special theme or
No,
what?
No, it's just Shabbos is just
70
busy.
tourists? Like
No,
community
I have like
people?
20 people Friday night and between 35 and 50 people and chill.
All community, but local
Yeah,
Bozeman. Nice.
all local. Yeah.
So it's not even a special Shabbos, just a
No,
ordinary.
ordinary, regular Shabbos.
Now, why isn't cooking very triggering question. Why isn't cooking starting earlier in the week? I know usually, because this week you were out of town, but usually you would have cooked earlier.
Yes, this week I was out of town. I do try to start on Thursday because it's very, very not sustainable to do all in one day. And never mind that, a half a day.
And you have any help in the kitchen?
I don't have any help in the kitchen.
So Chaim Shal takes Menny and Chanalea to school. It's what time at that point? 7, almost 8 o'clock.
7:45.
7:45. And you have 5 hours-ish to cook for 70 people.
Yeah. Now, I do have like my housekeeper minimally she might do some peeling for me, but that's it. Like I don't have help.
So did you start cooking right then?
So no, but I was like, I'm not going back to bed, but Tuesday, Thursday, I go to the gym and I do my weights and my strength training. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I go on the treadmill. So I was like, okay, I'm going to go on the treadmill. I'm not going back into bed. I'm going right on the treadmill, taking a shower, and then I get into the kitchen. So I got into the kitchen around
How long did you do the treadmill?
a half an hour.
Walking or running?
I do like fast walking incline.
Wow.
I don't run.
Okay, and are you listening to something when you're on the treadmill?
Yeah, usually I'm listening to music or sometimes I'm talking to my sisters on the phone. Sometimes I listen to a podcast, but usually I'm very unmotivated and I usually put like very
Music.
like blasting music, like loud music, fast, gets me going. Like that's part of the process. So on the treadmill, shower, I was in the kitchen about, I would say 8:45. 8:45, then we work. And I fight with you. That's my
I know.
Fridays.
I was gonna say on the treadmill, one of the things you do is argue with me, but okay, that happened in
No,
the
it's not
kitchen.
on the treadmill. It's in the kitchen while I'm cooking. It's work and fight with you. Okay. Now I'm cooking and I'm cooking and banging it out.
When did you set up your menu?
Oh, so menus get done Wednesday night because Hamshal shops grocery shopping Thursday morning. So I have to have my shopping list ready Wednesday night.
Wow. And how do you decide the menu? Like, what was the menu this week? Let's start there. Wednesday night, how were you deciding what the menu was?
And I was not even home. I was doing it like an hour before I'm going on to speak. I'm writing my Shabbos menu, but like for real.
But this is a weekly routine. Like Wednesday night, you know you need to get your menu done.
Yeah, and there's always like a reason why it's very hard to do. So I make a menu. Like I have my basics that I make, but I always try to like change up the salads and the side dishes. But there's a Shabbos feel, there's a Shabbos menu, there's a 3 courses. You have the fish and the salads, you have the soup, and then you have the chicken and the side dishes. I don't do dessert. I do like a sweet kind of kugel, but I stopped doing dessert because I used to make dessert all the time and nobody ever wanted it. So I just stopped making. I haven't made dessert in, I don't know, 15 years. I stopped making dessert.
Huh. So what were
So
some of the highlights of this week's menu?
Oh, so I actually made something so good. I made an orange cardamom rice from, I think it's actually in Busy in Brooklyn's cookbook. Totally kosher.
And it was wow, like orange peel?
Yeah. So you saute onion and shredded carrots and cardamom and orange zest, but like from a fresh orange and orange juice.
Mm-hmm.
It's delicious. And you saute the rice and then you actually put the rice in the oven and it bakes in the oven.
Wow.
So that was really yummy. I also made the orange cardamom rice. I did chicken,
What kind of chicken?
like a breaded chicken, and I made like a zucchini like sauce, like vegetable sauce, like zucchini with sauce. And then I made apple kugel muffins.
Yum. A very cozy, like wintry vibe.
Yeah. And then for the first course, I did fish. I did
like salmon or it's gefilte fish?
gefilte fish. I did homemade hummus. I make every single week. It's like
Wow.
my community will like is their favorite. Like if I can never serve bought hummus, like that would never work.
How do you make your hummus?
My hummus is so good. I'm like the hummus queen.
Wow. Well, you gotta get a blog post on your recipes. Hello.
No, I hate food blogging though, because then people have like it's the worst thing when you post like a food thing, everyone wants the recipe, but then they have like a million questions on the recipe. And all of a sudden it's just like I hate it.
Okay.
But I do post recipes. I hummus, I made like a sun-dried tomato dip, which was really good, and a pesto dip.
Wait, could you tell us the hummus recipe? Like quickly. It doesn't have to be like break the whole thing down.
Yeah, it's hummus, it's chickpeas,
Mm-hmm.
tahina, lemon juice,
Mm-hmm.
garlic, salt. But the key is the ratio. It's 2 cans of chickpeas with the liquid
Mm.
and a whole container of tahina.
Wow.
And have a cup of lemon juice, 2 teaspoons salt, 4 cloves of garlic.
And is it more chunky or more smooth?
Smooth, 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 creamy like ice cream.
Okay. And do you make your own challah?
Yeah.
Wow. Every week.
I make 8 challahs at a time, so sometimes I can have enough for 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Put it in the freezer. Yeah, and then I made beet salad, and I made a really delicious carrot salad, and I had a sweet potato chickpea salad, which was really good, and cucumber salad, and like a big green fresh salad.
And is there at any point while you're cooking that you're like getting in the groove and you're enjoying it and you're like, okay, I'm gonna,
Yeah. Yeah, I can always get in the groove. Especially if I'm alone in the kitchen and I can like put on a podcast or I could put on music. Like once if my space gets invaded, then I don't like it. I like to be alone in the kitchen,
Mm,
doing my thing. I use my Fridays a lot to catch up with my sisters. So we talk a lot. Like my husband always knows like I use my Friday in the kitchen to like talk to my friends or family. That's what I do.
that's sweet. So there's some level with the craziness that you have to prepare for 70 people. You also know that this is also like kind of a container of time that you're using.
I'm not miserable when I'm cooking. Like sometimes
Okay.
I feel a lot of pressure or whatever, but I'm not. No, like I have first of all, I'm fast. I'm efficient. I have a groove. I know what I'm doing. You know what I mean? Like this is not
Yeah.
like I'm not reinventing the wheel. Like I know how to do this. I've done it for 20 years as a
Right.
married, and I did it with my mother for 15 years before then.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And do you clean as you go or is it just one big disaster at the end?
No, I'm not. I'm not like kitchen exploded when I cook. Like I'd like to clean in between, but I don't do dishes. Like I have cleaning help. So I'm not doing dishes at the end, but my housekeeper will come and clean the dishes. Sometimes I end up having to clean more than I want to, but in general, I'm cleaning my space. Like I need to have like a clean space. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? So like I'm
Yeah.
always cleaning I do something, I clean up, I clean my counters, I put the dishes by the sink and then I start again. It's kind of in the middle. Like I'm not exploding, but I'm also not washing my dishes and starting again every 5 seconds, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. You finish cooking. Is there anything else in the cooking period that we should talk about?
But a lot of times, like like this is my life. I never really get to focus on one thing. So like in the middle, something comes in. Oh, I need you at the mikvah. I have a question about the mikvah. Oh, cousin calls like,
Mm,
oh, the kids this, or I'm in the store. Like, what do you need here? And then oh, it's like, okay, what are we setting the table with? So I have to go and gather all the things that I'm setting, like the tablecloth and the paper. Like either I
right.
use dishes and that's for 20 people, and then I don't have enough dishes. So
So, like, ideally, this would be a sanctioned time, but there's always
it's
gonna be
never like I'm
interruptions.
always being pulled in like 1,000 different directions. That's just the reality. So I'm like pausing. I have like someone's calling. Like, oh, I have to pause. Either I have to get off the phone, or I'm pausing my podcast, or I'm whatever. And like, there's always something pulling me out of the zone.
What pulled you out of the zone this Friday?
You. um, and I had about a few mikvah things. Hazisi was home this week, so she was home, and my husband, like, just life, random stuff.
Could you think of an episode that pulled you out? Like,
Yes, it didn't happen this Friday, but a couple of weeks ago, I got my husband calls me emergency, like go look at the mikvah. This is, it's not how it's supposed to be, and there's some kind of big blow up. And I go into the mikvah, and I'm like, okay, it's gonna be fine. But it's like construction does that, right? It's like, oh, do you want this or do you want this? Do you want that or do you want that? Or you made a mistake here, but we can't really fix it. So how do we like problem solve? A lot of problem solving, a lot of like just need my eyes on it.
how far is the mikvah from your house? Like, it's on the same
It's attached
property,
to my
right?
house, but I can't walk. Like
You have to go outside.
I have to go outside. Yeah, so we used to be able to walk straight through when it was our show, but now we closed it off, and so it's attached to my house, but I go outside and just around the corner.
Okay, so then you finish cooking.
So I wrap up. I'm like at a good stopping point. Like I make sure to wrap up around 1 o'clock. I have like a few more things to do when I get home, but it's like contained. These are the items I need to do when I get home.
You mean when you come back home?
When I come back from therapy.
Yeah. Now, on a regular Friday, do you have to be finished by 1? Like, what time
On
are
a
you
regular
usually?
Friday, I really try to be finished by the time the kids come home from school, which is at 3:30. Because I don't like to multitask in that way. I like to be done and ready. The kids come home. I can focus on them. They need
3:30 is also so
attention.
close to Shabbos,
It's
no?
so close to Shabbos. Yeah, not like, but even in the summer Shabbosim, the kids come home, bath, whatever. Like I am. It's funny because my life is very pressured, but I really don't like feeling pressure. So I really try to create my schedule in a way that I don't feel pressure. Now, of course, life happens and you feel pressure, but it helps design your schedule in a way so that if my goal is to be finished at 3:30, so even if I have a couple things to do, whatever, but my goal, and most of the time I reach my goal, and then I'm not coming into Shabbos rushing and scattered and trying to do a million things because I have goals like how I want to be, and I don't want to be rushed or pressured and frazzled. Like those are things I don't like to feel.
Yeah. Okay, so you left the house, or you wrapped up at around 1, and then started making your way to therapy.
Yeah. I go to therapy, which was really good.
Mm-hmm. And this is your therapist that you've been with for how long?
Probably over 11 years.
Wow.
Because it's like, I know because I started using him before Manny's Abshernish, like
Mm,
significantly. And now he's almost bar mitzvah.
crazy. Anything in this week's session that you want to highlight?
I spoke a lot about feeling overwhelmed and why, like, what am I scared of? And like, what scares me about the pressure and about, we did some childhood work, um, some somatic work, some childhood, going back to like my childhood. And like, we were just always really busy. There wasn't a lot of time for rest. I'm the oldest, so I took on a lot of responsibility. So it's like when I feel pressure and overwhelmed, it's like my inner child being like, I can't do this. Like, I don't want to.
Mm.
So just like working, like just I had a lot of interesting discoveries and epiphanies. It was a really good session.
Were you processing like that day's feeling of overwhelmness, or it was
I
like
just
more
in
general?
general, like in the last couple of weeks, I have
Oh,
this
right, right, right.
very big sense of overwhelm. I don't usually, so I don't really
Mm-hmm.
know where that's. I have a lot of big things happening
Mm-hmm.
between mikvah project, bar mitzvah. We're really, really close to Pesach. Like Pesach is really early this year. The podcast. I have a lot of big things in my life that are kind of coming together at the same time. And I feel it. It's hard.
Yeah. I just want to ask one more thing on the therapy. So, if you feel comfortable going there, like, and this I would want in the thing. So, like, if you to tell me if you want to go there or not. This would overwhelm anybody. A podcast, bar mitzvah, Pesach, day to day Chabad house, whatever,
Mikvah
all of it,
construction, cooking
mikvah
for 70
construction.
people.
Yeah. So there, you don't need to have psychological analysis and deep child work to understand why that would overwhelm you. You know, how did that help you process the overwhelmness to go back to the childhood stuff of being the oldest and the responsibility and all that?
I guess because I really don't like the feeling. Like if you're
Mm-hmm.
overwhelmed and it's just like, he's like, what are you scared of? Like, what scares you about feeling pressured? And it goes back to like, I went through a lot of health stuff. Like when I'm like tired or overwhelmed or I push too far, I get sick. My
Oh,
skin flares up. And he's like, when it happens for you, like you don't get like a stomach ache for a few weeks. You end up in a spiral for 5 years. You don't have skin issues for a week. You have skin issues for 6 months. So you're scared of feeling the overwhelm and pushing your body too far because the ramifications are so great.
yeah,
But it's a very contradictory experience because I actually have a ton of capacity and much more than average, to be honest. Like I can handle a lot, and my everyday life is really, really challenging, and things that are just normal to me are actually not very normal. It goes back to my childhood because then I like question this, like why do I feel overwhelmed, and how come I feel overwhelmed, and what's so viscerally like scary for me to feel pressure is because I felt it my whole life and I don't like it. There's always pressure. There was always expectations. There was always something that we were doing. But he asked me, he's like, what, did you ever feel bored as a child? I cannot recall one time just like being a child and being bored. There's always something going on. There's always a program. There's always something my mother needed help with. And I was the oldest, so I took it on. Like, so it's not the same story for a lot of my siblings, because when you're an oldest, you take it on. In no world was I going to be able to relax if I saw my mother working. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's no such thing. So if my mother was busy, then I was busy. My mother was always busy, so I was always busy.
Yeah. And what did that take away from you?
Yeah, just the ability to chill, to like be a child.
Do you
Honestly,
feel guilty, and then also the guilt that comes when you're relaxing, that like relaxing is
yeah,
like you're not helpful, you're not being responsible, you're not.
yeah. Which is why I have the night. That's my therapist told me. I don't know if I want. I'll have to see if I want this in the article. But he's like, this is why you stay up so late at night when no one's around, because then you could just be you and nobody can see you. No one's watching you chill. Like you can chill for 2 hours and be in peace with it. But that's how I survived, though, because I found a way. Like, it's also very healthy in a way. Like, it's like I found a way to do what I need to do.
Absolutely. Okay, so you finish therapy, and then what happens?
I come back home. It's now about 2:45, closer to 3.
Mm-hmm.
And I have like a couple more things to finish up in the kitchen. Like, I left like two recipes that I have to finish.
Wait, how are you feeling after therapy?
So good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I really feel like I feel a little bit more grounded.
Mm-hmm. And like looking forward to Shabbos, or like what's your mindset for the rest of the day?
My mindset, it's not like I had a huge mindset shift where all of a sudden I'm like, everything's great. Like,
Yeah.
it's just more, I feel more grounded. I feel more like, I honestly don't have too much time to like really think about it. There's always stuff going on. I don't have a lot of time to dwell.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I feel more grounded. I feel like I understand myself a little better, which is always so helpful for me. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I hate having feelings that I don't understand where they come from and I don't know why they're there, or I feel shame around them, or you know what I'm saying? Like, I really I always feel better when like I understand more about why I'm feeling the way I'm feeling,
Yeah.
and it being like okay to feel that way.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm feeling like, yeah, I'm feeling good, I'm feeling grounded. I come home, I finish up the last couple stuff in the kitchen, and then there's always the odds and ends and the cleaning up and making sure like your house is to the standard that you want it, where guests are going to be coming in.
What time are things getting started?
Shabbos starts at 5:30 and guests are coming at 6.
Okay, so you got home and you basically have like a few hours to make sure the house is ready and everything
Yeah,
is ready.
finish up the little bit of cooking. The house is ready. Kids are ready.
Housekeeper did all the setup, like table and all that?
Yeah, my housekeeper usually sets the table, but yeah, I have to gather all the stuff for her and she sets the table. The house is somewhat at its clean state.
Mm-hmm.
The kitchen's basically ready. And I'm showered, because if I remember, I showered in the morning. That's another thing that I
Mm,
do to avoid pressure. I hate like having to like, oh, the last minute, now I get like a 5-second shower. Like, I don't like that. I want to have like a proper shower. I do it in the morning so I don't have to feel we're not fighting for hot water. We're not fighting for whatever. Like, I
yeah.
that's also like, I'm not interested in that.
Do you have to like get the kids ready for Shabbos, or they can?
No, they're big. They'll ask me like, what should I wear and whatever. But my youngest is 8, so like it's not super
Oh,
hands on for me.
okay.
So yeah, so then they have to get dressed. It happens to be that, what was I doing right before Shabbos this week? I got dressed last minute for some reason. I don't remember why. There was something that came
Mm-hmm.
up.
Do you like getting dressed up, or are you more like trying to stay? I mean, you have to. It's a community, right? So you can't like be like chill
I'm not,
Friday
yes,
night.
I'm dressed. I'm not wearing like a Shabbos robe. I'm not wearing like,
Yeah.
not coming to the table in the sweatshirt and, like that's not the vibe. I'm fully dressed.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm not like going to a wedding, but like I'm dressed nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Chainsaw, makeup, dressed.
Mm-hmm.
And then people start coming.
And is there like, are there service? Do you guys do like?
Yeah. So we don't have like a minyan and shul, but like
Right.
basically whoever comes to the Shabbos meal, the men go downstairs into our little library and they daven for half an hour. And then whoever wants to join me in the kitchen is welcome to kind of hang out with me in the kitchen or help if they want to. It's very Hamish. It's like I'm in the kitchen putting out the salads, and people are kind of hanging around talking. Some people are helping, but it's like the women are up here, we're chit chatting and whatever, and the men are downstairs.
What is your feeling before guests arrive? Are you like anxiety, like butterfly,
No,
or it's not at all?
no.
Okay.
Guests are no big deal.
Right. Of course. But still, like, is it like, okay, now it starts again. Now here.
Yeah, I know. You have to be on after a whole day of prepping and cleaning and cooking. You have to be on, you have to be social, you have to be in a good mood.
So is there any anxiety leading up to that, or you're welcoming it? Like
There's
it's.
never anxiety, but sometimes I'm tired.
So how was it this Friday?
And there's a little bit of both. Part of me was like really tired and just like, oh, it's been a long day. But I didn't feel like that, like, oh my God, I don't know how I'm gonna do this. It wasn't like that.
Did you have any time for yourself at all, like between when you got back from therapy and when guests started coming?
No.
Okay. So it's basically you got home, last minute preps.
And then the last minute, like my mudroom, that's where everyone walks into. Like I want that to look a certain way.
That's a good call out. There's a mudroom. Tell me about the mudroom real quick.
Well, this is a very big thing. I never used to have one. And when you live in a place where it's 9 months of winter and there's a ton of snow and you have a ton of winter gear, the best thing is to have a mudroom.
Right when you walk in.
Right when you walk in. It's like every kid has like a cubby, a locker.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where your backpacks go. There's a bottom section for your boots and your shoes. And I have drawers for hats and gloves and snow pants. And I have it's set up really well.
And there's enough room for guests to put their stuff down there as well.
Yeah.
It's like a tack room in a barn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally. Ski gear and when you people don't realize if they don't live like even New York, you don't even need as much. Like we have so much winter gear.
And what does it mean to make it look gorgeous?
No, so I don't make it look gorgeous. I want it to be like clean and not a bunch of coats flying around and shoes all over the place. But sometimes I freak out about how like messy the mudroom is or how like whatever. And my husband's like, it's a mudroom. Literally, it's supposed to be messy. Just happens to be like I don't like it to whatever. I have a certain standard.
So the guests came in. The men are downstairs davening. The women are joining you in the kitchen.
And then we get ready for the meal.
Mm-hmm.
And usually Chanalea has some shenanigans and
Are you like deeply connecting with people? Like tell me the vibe.
I wouldn't say deeply, we're not having like deep, meaningful conversations, but I'm very present for sure.
It sounds like that's like an important ritual in the Bozeman routine, like community routine of like the women joining you in the kit. Like I've heard that also from interviews, like people joining you while cooking or whatever.
Yeah,
or
because I don't know if you're joining me. I think that's where if you want to connect, like if I have to be in the kitchen, there's no obligation to help. There's no pressure, but that's kind of where we hang out and that's
This
where
is
we
where
get to
you're
know each other
connecting.
more. Yeah,
Exactly.
that's
Yeah.
where we're connecting. And I think when someone offers, first of all, you learn. You know when someone who's offering to help is offering to be polite and nice and who really wants to. And you learn the art of like the people who don't really want to help, accommodating that and be like, no, just keep me company. Or the people that really want to help, that you give them a job. Like you at 20 years on the job, you learn,
So you have some people who they're coming in and offering to help, but really they're just there.
You know how they say it, you know their vibe, you know their personality, or they're new, or they're whatever. Like you just know the people that really just it's the right thing to do to offer to help and are very happy for you to be like, I'm good. I'm good. Like no, like relax, make yourself comfortable, sit on the couch, like whatever. And then the people that are just like would make it more comfortable for them if they're helping. You just learn.
Okay, then the men finish davening and it's time for kiddush.
Yeah, then all the men come up. My husband usually seats people because it's always like a jigsaw puzzle of like, making sure everyone's in the right spot and sitting in a place that's most comfortable. And then we start and then we have a meal and it's great.
Do you participate in facilitating the meal or is Chaim Shal doing the whole thing?
Like conversation?
No. Like, I don't know, talking or whatever.
Yeah, very much so. I'm also serving and
so there's a few people helping you serve.
People always offer to help. You're clearing the first course, helping. I have a lot of help in the kitchen, like during the meal. Everyone's always offering.
Okay. Good.
To the point where, like, if I have to put Chanalea to bed in the middle, like I can leave the kitchen and they're fine without me.
And what are your thoughts on your Friday nights? Like,
Our Friday nights are the best. So good, such good vibes, very chill, good conversation. We usually have some kind of heated, like in all good spirit, but like we get into it. There's always something interesting to talk about, funny, like obviously some more than others, but it's good times. So Hamshah gives his Dvar Torah. He's definitely like, he's giving the Dvar Torah, but I'm like having conversations. We're all everyone's sharing, everyone's having opinions, everyone's sharing, it's very much like, it's not like a rigid meal.
Okay, so then what happens?
And then we have the meal. And then a lot of times people are just chilling out, hanging out, and talking. And then we put away the food. And then often, if my sister and brother in law are here, like we'll have some tea and we'll sit around the table and we'll chat after all the guests leave.
Tell me about how it feels once the guests leave.
I don't think I feel like a huge, like, oh my God, thank God that's over, or like whatever, decompress. But it's like very often not going straight to bed. Like we sit, we just chill a little, we unwind. It's a lot of adrenaline. You've got to unwind. Yeah. Friday night, my favorite thing to do is to like go into bed and read. And I take a book and I actually have multiple books. Like I'll have this book, I'll read a little bit on that book and this book. And that's like after the meal, after everyone leaves, I get into bed and I read, and it's like glorious.
That's amazing. What are you reading now?
I just finished a book. I finished on Friday night, Family of Spies.
Uh-huh.
And I'm also reading multiple books. I'm reading Home of the Family Circus, which is really good. So usually there's either a book on trauma or like there's always like some kind of that kind of book in the mix.
Like self-improvement book.
Yeah, but not necessarily self-improvement. Like I just got this new book on trauma, and I didn't start it yet, but I'm really excited. So something like that.
But not like a novel or
like a psychology book of some sort.
To me, it sounds like the art of your life, like the magic is that you have this very rich inner life as well as this outer layer that's very intense.
Yes.
And you nurture that rich inner life throughout the day. Even just starting out, like doing a treadmill, you could easily just say, okay, today is too busy for the treadmill. Like I have therapy, so I'm not doing the treadmill.
Yes, and that took a long time to figure out, because when I was really busy, the first thing that usually goes is your self-care and the things that keep you healthy, when those are the times you need it the most. But it feels so overwhelming and you have such a limited amount of time, so those things fall by the wayside. And over the years, I've learned that those are the times where I need to keep them the most. Those are the times I need to lean into those even harder. I've also learned over time, like, how much input do I need for my output? How much do I need to feed and fill so I can give? And I figured that out. I know what I need. And when I don't do it, and when I can't, there's always extenuating circumstance. Sometimes I can't, and you feel it and whatever. But as a rule, like, I know that I need to exercise every single day in some form or fashion. I know that I need to go to therapy. I know that I don't want to schedule my schedule without breathing room in between. Like, I'm not a robot. I can't go from one thing to the next. My husband can. I cannot. I know that I need to eat properly. I eat a proper lunch every single day.
I was going to say Friday, it's almost like you fasted. So tell me what you ate.
So Friday morning, I usually just quickly a protein, like I'll do a protein powder.
After the treadmill?
After the treadmill, after I shower, I'll do like a protein shake.
Tell me what's in the protein shake.
So in the winter, it's really weird. People are gonna think it's really weird, but I'll do like a chocolate protein shake, but I'll do it with like hot water and soy milk. So it's more of like a hot cocoa, because I'm very into not putting cold things in my body in the winter. So, and I don't put any fruits or I don't do, nothing's in there. It's a protein powder, milk, and hot water. That's it.
Wow. What protein powder do you use?
I use Shockley, which I think is the best protein powder.
How many grams?
I usually do 20 grams of protein. The soy milk that I use has 10 more grams of protein.
Wow. Which brand of soy milk?
West Soy. It's soybeans and water. There's no additive, there's nothing. And then sometimes I even put like a scoop of collagen, and that's another 10 grams. So between 30 and 40 grams of protein.
And it tastes good. It's not like a gross.
It's delicious. I think it's delicious.
And that's enough for breakfast.
Yeah, I don't eat a lot of breakfast. Like, that's what I do for breakfast. And then lunch, I will eat like this, like when I came home from therapy. Oh, actually, maybe right before I left to therapy, I had like a gluten-free bagel with lox and lettuce and whatever. And I ate lunch.
Were you grazing while you were cooking?
No, I'm not a grazer. Mm-mm.
So you were cooking for 5 hours, and then you actually took the time to do a lox and bagel sandwich before therapy.
Yeah.
That's insane. That's like would be
I
harder
know.
for me to do than anything else you did in the
My
day.
siblings don't do that. None of my siblings stop for lunch. My mother never did. I know, like I need to eat a proper lunch. I don't like to snack. I don't like to like graze. I eat a proper meal. I eat a lot.
You sat down.
Yeah, I sat down at the table and I ate my bagel. It took me 6 minutes. Took me 5 minutes to make it, 5 minutes to eat it. And we're done.
Unbelievable. And in general, you don't snack like in life?
No, I'm not a big snacker.
Hmm.
I eat like good meals. Like between lunch and dinner, sometimes I'll have like an intentional snack, but I'm not like a snacker.
And then at the table, like Friday night, are you eating properly or it's like too much going on?
It depends. Sometimes more than others, depending on the kids. If they let me sit and eat and I'm not
Oh.
problem solving and I'm not refereeing and I'm not whatever, then I very yeah. And the courses are long. We're not rushing. Like it's long. Like I usually can find a moment to sit and eat.
So you don't have to eat like after. You're not like
No.
okay. Is there anything else about Friday night? Like after the guest leave, do you and Chaim Shal get into like reporting to each other on the day?
Yeah. So I mean, we do often chat. Not so much reporting about the day, but just like things that are on our minds. My sister and brother-in-law move in every week, so most of the time they're here with us. So we're usually chatting together. And then we'll go up to our room, and then sometimes we'll even chat more, just me and my husband. And then we're both like he takes out his prep for his speech the next day and falls asleep in 30 seconds, and then I read.
Alrighty, there you have it, a day in the life. I've never done anything like that, so that was actually really fun. I have to just apologize for the quality of my audio. I was in the kitchen on speakerphone while Elie was interviewing me, and we had no intention of sharing this, so I wasn't like being really careful with the quality of my audio. And we decided to share it anyway, so I hope it's not too distracting, and I also hope that you enjoyed. I wish all of you a beautiful end to your Pesach. I hope it's meaningful. I hope you get to enjoy. I hope you get to rest a little. I hope you get to enjoy your family. And we'll see you next time. Okay, so this podcast does not happen by itself. The magic takes a whole group of amazing people, and I want to tell you who those people are. So obviously, I'm your host, Chavie. Our producer and creative director is Elie Benhiyoun. He keeps me on my toes. He makes sure that I just keep growing and am on point and don't miss a beat. He's the best. Audio is edited and mixed by Reed Seeley. Also, unbelievable. He's so cool, calm, and collected. You kind of need that working with me. And the music, which is beautiful, is by Basia Schechter and Shaul Magid. And this is totally unexpected.